Hello, hello, my soul people, earth angels, starseeds, chosen ones of God out there, empaths, highly sensitive people, especially when you're sensitive women, and you have been the family scapegoat since childhood. I have a few thoughts and downloads coming again today that I want to share. First of all, there seems to be a lot of talk about Jim Carrey, apparently. I watched a few videos on YouTube about this case, and his publicist has now confirmed that it was him in the Caesar Awards gala. But it's very off, you know. If you really look at his behavior and energy, it's very off. So I'm sure that you guys who have also heard about this incident and seen the footage of him, you can say the same, and especially as empaths, because you know we are strongly intuitive people. So I'm sure that you can say the same thing and feel the same thing like I'm saying, that definitely his behavior and energy is very different from what it was compared to some time ago. And it's strange that apparently he's been saying that it's not him if he comes out of retirement, and he's been against these sorts of awards, things like that. And so there have been a lot of soul people talking about this apparently on YouTube, and also psychic readings I saw as well on YouTube. And of course they are interesting because it's interesting to hear about people's insights regarding this case from me personally. And yes, I do feel like I do feel saddened because of this, because he was clearly exposing the evil deeds in Hollywood, which is very shocking, of course, to hear first, if you have not heard about those things. For me, it was very shocking to hear about. And of course, because personally, you know, I have looked up to Jim a lot. He became famous when I was young, and I love Truman Show, especially I went to see it in the movies in 1998 when I was a teenager. And yeah, I just loved that movie so much. I watched it many times. It was so therapeutic for me. And I've always seen him and felt him as this kind, honest soul person, good person, who just wants to entertain people, and you know he's just doing what he's good at. So that's great. And the fact that he's been talking about God and spirituality. So, so of course it's very unfortunate if that's really a clone, that they have actually cloned him, that apparently they have these cloning centers in Hollywood, that there are a lot of undercover horrible things happening there. Of course, the government, the society, the system always seem to be wanting to hide and mask away things, like narcissistic people typically do. They create lies and then they mask them off to be the truth, when it's obvious that, you know, if you think about things rationally with common sense and logic, you can see what's real and what's not. So yeah, I agree and I believe in what the Bible says about everything, and that it was predicted that we will live in the end times, and I think it's very clearly felt and shown in the pain that I also personally feel very heavily at times. Like, for example, I cannot read the news without feeling pain because of the negative energy. I cannot stand, as an earth angel, I cannot stand negative energy. It's very destroying, destructive, and especially because I'm also a recovering people pleaser and a recovering family scapegoat, have been for years. So, of course, for those reasons as well. But yeah, basically I would love to do my own reading about Jim, but I'm not sure if I want to do it, like really want to do it. It just feels very saddening that whether it is a clone or not, it's anyway an unfortunate event what is happening, because his behavior is so different, his energy is so different, even his eye color is different, and suddenly he looks like he has had plastic surgery done on him, which is very strange because apparently he's been talking against those. But yeah, as a truth speaker, as a passionate speaker who I am now after all my trauma and pain and recovery, sharing my message. So I just wanted to talk about this. It really touches my heart, this whole thing, and I'm still feeling baffled by this incident, and I'm following the news, following updates regarding this, because something is definitely off with him. Something is off. And there's always gaslighting happening in this world, in this society, whether it is from the system or from people. And so it seems that, there are just many of these narcissistic people, usually in charge. Like yesterday, I posted this short video on my YouTube channel regarding the communal narcissist, because apparently the communal narcissist is a narcissistic person who pretends to be a good person, and they can be a narcissistic authority figure also. They can be in the profession where they should be helping people, but they are not helping people. They're just using and misusing their power. They enjoy the power and the attention and the control that they can have over people. And of course, usually targets are us truth speakers. And so also what I felt called to sharing today is about, trusting yourself and your intuition. Like, if you're always, this download was just coming to me, that if you are always seeking for justice and approval and validation and attention and love and care and happiness and all those things that would fulfill you and make you feel better from within, you're always going to be chasing. I've talked about this before, but it was coming to me again, that if you're always searching for those things from other people, from the outside world, always like, for example, you're going to ask for people, what should I do about this or that? So if you do not trust yourself, because as a family scapegoat, as a narcissistic abuse survivor, sensitive person, it can be very, very difficult for you to trust yourself, for you to believe in yourself. And these are important things, because how can you manage and handle your life, your work, your finances, your relationships, your health, everything in your life? How can you manage any of that if you do not trust yourself, if you do not value yourself, if you don't understand who you are, you don't understand your worth, you don't see your worth, and you are attracting these narcissistic people who just use and abuse you even more because they see your worth, they see your light, they see how kind and sensitive you are, but you don't see those things, you don't feel those things because you're so used to be carrying other people's problems. So you're basically just drained out. So of course, naturally, you don't have to be a scientist to understand that these narcissistic people will exploit that. That basically you are being clueless about yourself, about them and their abuse, because a healthy person does find it hard to understand such evil people who only gaslight and attack you and manipulate you and put you down in order to feel better about themselves, in order to gain all the power and control over innocent, kind people. So of course, healthy people, we don't do that. So it's very difficult for us to understand such behavior, such treatment, such energy. It's only hurting and destroying us and giving us so much stress and pain, turmoil, sickness, illness, sleepless nights, things like that. And again, like I've been saying, whatever you do with the narcissist, it's never going to be enough. So doesn't matter. You can be the calmest person in the world. You can be the kindest person in the world, the most giving person in the world, the most loving, the most loyal, the most understanding. Doesn't matter. You can bend over backwards, but it will never be enough. It will never be satisfying for them. So in that case, likely you might even have to go to court to win your case, to be able to speak your truth, because the court should hear you out. The narcissist won't. They deliberately, intentionally, on purpose, they will not hear you. So, and again, of course, it's important to be addressing these issues because apparently as chosen ones we're so attacked by these evil people. So just need to talk about, what's important. And these are just coming to me today. And so you have to work on trusting yourself, believing in yourself. Of course, my self-help book will help you. Of course, I can also help you in my sessions and in my coaching program if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, talking with me one-on-one. That's what I'm here for. And, because it's important to remember that despite of the abuse, you still have to believe in yourself. You still have to work on trusting yourself. Because there just are evil people in this world who do wrong by others. And if something has happened, for example, to Jim Carrey and he's been unalived, that he's actually dead, which I believe can be possible. I'm not very into conspiracy theories, but often they do have a point from what I've seen and what I feel. So if something has happened to him anyway, like I was saying, so I would not be amazed if this is the case, that he's actually been killed. And I do wish, if that's really him, then I do wish him a lot of healing. And I have to pray for him. And because I'm Finnish, I live in Finland also. So I've been on my channel on YouTube also, I've been talking about Finnish narcissistic landlords. And if you check out my Finnish videos, do check out the subtitle tab below, because I've been doing my best to add the English subtitles below. I've been having some issues with this apparently, so it's not an easy setting on YouTube to make, but I've been doing my best with it. So if you check those out, you should be able to see English subtitles so you can understand what I'm talking about. if you're interested in my Finnish videos, because I have been addressing narcissistic people. Because again, especially for us chosen ones, earth angels, the narcissists in our lives we can encounter are not only romantic relationships and connections. They are usually our own family members, parents, siblings, fake friends. You know, people who pretend to be having the best interest for us in their hearts, but it turns out that they are against us. And from my personal experiences, I can say that, you know, narcissistic authority figures really use this power, that they can claim things like you are unstable, you are a hypomaniac, you are defensive, you are impulsive. So even if, you know, they are not licensed psychiatrists or psychologists or therapists, you know, they are not helping you, but they so freely love to use their power against you and, you know, just smear campaign and, you know, write and claim these things about you, that you're this and that you did that, what you did not do actually, that you are violent, you're threatening, you're crazy, you're unreliable, that you just defend yourself, that you do not cooperate, when you're simply just setting your healthy boundaries and speaking your truth, just being yourself. And again, of course, when you want to heal from constant people pleasing and gaslighting, eventually you have to start relying on yourself, more on your own knowledge, because they so easily make you question and doubt yourself and your sense of reality. They can say things like there's something wrong with your memory, even if you just forget one thing and you tell them about it. And this is why you should not tell them basically anything. You should not give them any reaction, show them your sensitive emotions, because they will attack you for those into your most vulnerable, traumatized points in your brain, in your body. They will turn and gaslight all of that against you, which is very, very destructive energy. And again, you know, like I was saying, that is why you need to start practicing more self-love, more self-care, more self-trust, more valuing yourself, more being yourself, even more valuing your strength, and, you know, seeing your own good qualities, being connected within yourself, aligned with God. We are supposed to be focusing on God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, not on people. Because, like I have been saying many times, people can deceive us. We cannot trust people. And like I was saying, you should not tell the narcissist anything. So if you're dealing with narcissistic people in your life, especially authority figures, you want to stay safe by just being silent. So detach as much as possible, as soon as possible, and stay as silent as possible. So don't be draining yourself out. It's only basically wasted energy if you try to reason with them. You try to talk, you try to solve the issue. But it's like hitting your head against the wall. It's only hurting you, it's only draining you out, only exhausting you. You can even get more panic attacks, for example. So it's better, the more you can detach and just be calm and silent. Not tell them anything. Don't trust them. Don't look up to them. Don't value them. They don't deserve that. They are below you. That is why they are acting that way. Because they are very afraid of you and they are below you. So that is what we ultimately have to do, just focus on truth, peace, love and joy and health and safety as much as possible, not on those toxic people. Be forgiving, be releasing the energy, because that's the healthiest thing to do. It doesn't mean that you approve any of that. It means that you love yourself more and you just give it to God, because it ultimately, you know, it's about God handling the situation and just, you know, you just letting go, stop worrying, just giving it to God. Of course, taking action, but when you take action, act from as much peace and calm energy, rational energy as possible, because it helps. Navigating this world, this cruel world with lots of abuse and violence apparently happening and people dying. As a sensitive soul, as an earth angel, a starseed soul, a chosen one of God, I can just say with honesty from my heart and my soul that, you know, it's very, very painful, very, very painful to be witnessing these things, even if from afar. Of course, even more so because I had to battle my entire life by myself ever since I was a small little girl. But anyway, as an adult, it's still not easy, and just doing my best here to help my soul clients, my soul people out there.